So there are those who believe it will help Nintendo to put their games on PC. They believe PCs are the future of gaming. I think there's a lot of misunderstandings about why Nintendo is successful and why other players in the gaming space are putting their games on PC. Some say there is still hope for Nintendo to put their games on PC, as in the past, Nintendo said they would never make mobile games, and they eventually did make mobile games. For one, Nintendo never said they would never make mobile games. What they actually said was they're not going to appease shareholders by shifting their business from making consoles to focus on making mobile games. Iwata, at the time, acknowledged the profit potential of making mobile games, but he placed more value in the long-term strength of Nintendo as a gaming hardware and software maker. The way in which Nintendo eventually entered the mobile gaming space made sure that they would have the benefits of making mobile games without hurting their legacy gaming business. They didn't just plop Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and Pokemon Red Blue onto mobile. Instead, they made completely different games that were designed for the mobile space, which incorporated their IPs, like Pokemon Go and Mario Run. It was a strategy to take advantage of the extra revenue they would get from mobile games, as well as getting more people interested in their IP to bring them to their legacy business of buying their hardware and software. There was no conflict between their mobile games and their console and console video games. This would not be the case if they put their games on PC. We see what has happened to Nintendo's competitors when they put their games on multiple platforms. The games sell well, but they end up devaluing their consoles. Iwata stressed in his interview about mobile gaming that he was not concerned about short-term profits, but about overall brand strength. Nintendo is the only company that still makes profits on their hardware. Putting their games on another platform would cannibalize their hardware business. It would also mean they would have more hands in their pockets through royalties and licensing to put their games on someone else's platform. Not only does Nintendo profit from their hardware and their software, they also make money on the sale of their proprietary cartridge media. This is one of the reasons Nintendo has stuck with cartridges over discs. The Nintendo Switch has sold in the hundreds of millions, and their games have sold in the tens of millions. The money from their hardware and software sales, publishing, cartridge media, all go into Nintendo's pockets. All this hinges on the value of their gaming console. Putting their games on other platforms isn't necessary and would take away from the value of their gaming console. Nintendo's ecosystem is very similar to Apple in their profitability and brand strength. Most of the parts of their business are in-house. Nintendo has their version of the walled garden, and it works very well for them. It's something competitors envy. While PC gaming is very healthy right now, it's not as strong or as dominant as many people would like to believe. Microsoft and Sony transitioning away from console gaming is more due to necessity than anything else. They simply can't make it work like Nintendo does. Neither Microsoft or Sony have exclusive gaming properties valuable enough to push their hardware. Meanwhile, Nintendo games clear the sales of most PC games, where most of the top-selling PC games have been on the market for more than a decade. It makes zero business sense for Nintendo to put any of their exclusive titles, which are the most valuable titles in the industry, on any other platform other than their own. They're making money hand over fist, doing their own thing apart from everybody else. Nintendo is the alpha in the gaming space, and the competitors have tucked tail and ran to PC ports, microtransactions, and mobile gaming because they can't compete with Nintendo. Nintendo's business model is not broken. They don't need to fix it, and they certainly don't need to sabotage it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense why a game maker who's selling more than everyone else in the gaming space by a country mile somehow needs to change what they're doing so they can put their materials on more platforms. They've shown they don't need these other players. Their most lucrative games are their own games, along with the legion of indie games that they sell on their platform. They're winning the console race without having these big-time, blockbuster, third-party AAA titles on their platform. The extra software sales they would get from making their games multi-platform isn't enough to make up for what they would lose by devaluing their gaming console.